The shape, volume, and balance of your breasts affect a significant part of your self image. What makes you feel attractive, sensual, and womanly. But heredity, time, and life events sometimes alter your breasts in ways you may find less pleasing. Breast augmentation, popularly known as boob job and scientifically called augmentation mammoplasty, is a surgical procedure that aims to increase the size, shape, or fullness of the breasts. This can be done by using either breast implants or autologous fat graft. For some women, breast augmentation is a way to feel more confident and comfortable. For others, it's a part of rebuilding the breasts affected by various conditions. So, who can opt for breast augmentation? There are some patients who have never felt happy with their natural breast size. For some women, breast development in puberty left them with either very small sized hypoplastic breasts or breasts of significantly different sizes. Some women feel that their breasts aren't well proportioned with the rest of their bodies. Others may have lost breast tissue volume after pregnancy or after weight loss or due to aging. Breast augmentation can address these concerns. It gives a more proportioned and attractive figure, corrects the asymmetry of breasts, restores the breast size and shape following weight loss, pregnancy, nursing, and aging. It gives you a figure that better fills out your clothing, but most important of all, it leads to enhanced self-confidence and self-image. So how do we do breast augmentation? While doing a breast augmentation, the first decision to be made is whether to use an implant or autologous fat. This depends on the increasing cup size required or desired by the patient. If only a half or 1 cup size increase is desired, fat grafting is an option. But for a larger increase in size, we will need to use an implant. Why so? Because there's a limit to the amount of fat that can be grafted at a time. If you put in too much fat, more than the limit, more than the capacity, these fat cells will die, and this will lead to complications like fat necrosis and calcifications. Now, how do we do fat grafting or autologous breast augmentation? Fat is suctioned out from areas of excess, treated, purified, sedimented, and then it is grafted into the breasts through small incisions in different planes to give the desired look, the desired fullness. Now, some fat gets absorbed around 30 to 40% in the first couple of months, and so a touch-up may be required later. Whatever fat remains after this, after the fat has been absorbed, that is permanent and lifelong. So fat grafting is kind of a permanent procedure. For breast implants, we make an incision in the underbreast area, the inframammary fold, which is about 4 to 5 centimeter in size, and the implant is placed either below the glands or below the gland and pectoral muscles, depending upon the amount of inherent breast tissue in the patient. Since we go below the gland, the lactiferous ducts are not injured. One of the common concerns of patients is, will breastfeeding be hampered by breast augmentation? So no, lactation is not affected by breast augmentation. The incisions are closed with absorbable sutures. Now, since the implants have a shelf life, they may need to be changed at a later date, although not always. In some patients, the breasts are so widely spaced that even implants cannot give them the desired cleavage and a natural look. In such cases, we combine breast implants with fat grafting, known as composite breast augmentation. So the fat is grafted in the cleavage area to give a better cleavage and a more natural shape to the breasts. Coming to the recovery, both the procedures are daycare procedures performed under general anesthesia. Patient is discharged the same evening. She is required to wear a sports bra or a compression garment for a period of 6 weeks. She can resume normal activities after 48 hours. Medications are prescribed for a period of 5 days. Follow-up visits are planned at 48 hours, 1 week, 6 weeks, and then at 6 months. Some swelling and bruising develops in the initial 48 hours and it starts decreasing after that. Most of the swelling and bruising is gone by a couple of months, but the final result may take 6 to 8 months to be visible as the swelling keeps improving and the breasts settle into a more natural look. To know more about this procedure, feel free to make a call and book a consultation. Thank you.